Okay, as I said in the other video I was working on today, the weather is terrible here in Wisconsin. You can see the outside of my shop is just a good sheet of ice, which makes it really fun to get stuff in and out. Pull the scooter out, you can see some of the mess there. Anyway, so inside the shop, however, it's nice and warm, cozy, with surrounded by lots of scooters. So tunes going on, and what I think I'm going to do here is we're going to fully disassemble this Dellorto SI series carb. Alright, we'll reassemble it then too. Alright, see you there. Alright, so here we go. Medium size flat blade screwdriver, small flat blade screwdriver, some needle nose pliers, some rag. Careful with that. This is the throttle blade we're pulling out now, so it's spring loaded. So I'm holding it with my thumb, otherwise it come flying out. Note the orientation of how it's held in the spring. Okay, there we have it. Completely, totally disassembled, down to all subcomponents. Alright, come back in a second and we'll put it back together. These can be a little tricky, so when you're putting these in, these throttle slides, if you're feeling it really bind or anything, or something doesn't feel right, take it out and start it over, because it's easy to get the spring sort of misplaced. And once you have it, double check to make sure the throttle slide opens fully and operates without abnormal. You shouldn't really have to crank in that sucker to get it to work. Okay, I've heard some people remark on the direction of these, the hole stuff. I don't believe it makes any difference. Again, air corrector, mixer tube, main jet. It's a low speed jet now. Don't crank these in here, right? They should just be, this is aluminum, so over tightening is not your friend. They should be snug, nothing more. This is your choke plunger. I generally start all these by hand. Again, aluminum. You cross thread it, and it's time for a new one. So, okay, these can be a little tricky here, right? So, setting up the needle and seat. So you notice this needle is red tipped. That is, I believe, a Viton. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. V-I-T-O-N. Anyway, these are generally seen as preferable to the black tip ones, which are, that's a sealant, right? Because that has to seal perfectly. If it doesn't, you're going to have gasoline all over the place inside your engine. The engine's never going to run right. Okay, so it goes in, right? And then we got to kind of capture that with the float. and then we run this pin through. And the pin in some of them can be pretty loose. This one is pretty snug, but how that pin's held in place in operation is because that's not wide enough for the pin to come out. It's going to sit down in there. Okay. Now I've made a bit of a mistake here in that I forgot to put this gasket on first. So I'll be back in just a second when I get that on. Okay, so now we're back with that gasket in place. I'm going to show you this again, maybe a little better. So in this float, we'll see there's kind of a channel here, right? So this tip needs to reside in here, inside this float. So when we put this in there, drop it in there, we place this in here, we need to get that hooked in there like so. So that when this comes up and down, see it's taking the needle with it. So there we are with it fully assembled, gasket in place. Now we'll kind of hold this all together a little bit, and we'll plop her in there, making sure that the gasket is orientated correctly. Smaller bolt goes to the back there. Larger one goes to the front. Make sure gasket's in place. This gasket should not be reused. If this were be going back on a new scooter, it should be replaced. It will leak. This will leak for sure. This one too. That gasket should be replaced. Again, snug, not over tightened. Fuel filter. Rubber O-ring underneath this cap. Sometimes people use a cardboard one here. I'm of mixed minds, which I prefer. I think generally speaking, I would use a cardboard one if I can be assured that the material is of reasonable quality. Again, snug, right? Not in your idle richness setting. Generally speaking, on these SI carbs, you want to run it all the way in. So I'm talking about base settings now. So again, don't crank it down, you'll wreck it. And then once you have it all the way in, bring it back out 1.5 turns, which that is now. Okay, finally then our idle screw. And this is just a retaining bolt for the air cleaner. That's it. All reassembled. Alright, have fun. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, ask below. Thanks.